Okay, so you have chosen to join me. Let's see. So let's clear all the digits, and let's just see what happens. And it might break the entire puzzle. Let's just see what happens if I move this here. Now, hopefully, even after my walk, I'll remember enough of the logic. I must have done something very differently for the first one. Oh, that's right. I rearranged a cage. I moved a cage horizontal to vertical, so that must be somehow what unlocked a bunch of stuff. Okay, so to begin with, this has to be an 8. This has to be an 8. That puts an 8 down here. This is a 4 box, so we know it has to be in that box. These can't be a... Can't have an 8, so it has to add to 8. Ditto here. Ditto here. If this was 3, 5, that would break it. So that would break this box. I'm not going to explain everything. You know how this puzzle works by now. So this must be 2, 6. This can't have 1, 2, or 6. So this can either be 7, 1, and actually that can't be because of that box. So this must be in some order 3, 5. This can't have a 2 in it, so this has to be 1, 3, 4, which gives us a 3 here and a 5 here. This now can't have a 3 in it, it has to be 1, 2, 5. This can't be the 5. What else do we know? This has to add to 8, can't be 2, 6, so it can either be 1, 7 or 3, 5. We know that these have to have a 1 and an 8, so this can't be 1, this can't be 7. With 1, 2, and 5 all gone, this one has to have an 8 in it. I don't think I did that last time, but on my walk I remembered that logic, and I was like, oh, that's exciting. So that tells me that this has to have a 1 in it, and it has to go here. This has to be 1, 3, 4 specifically. This can't be the 8, same logic with these. So this is an 8. That makes all of these legit pairs. This has to be either 1, 7 or 2, 6. This has to be either 2, 6 or 3, 5. This has to have an 8 in it. It can't be here because of the lines. It can't be here because of the 8, so that puts an 8 here. That forces an 8 up here, which tells us that this is the box that is something with a 1 in it. This can't be a 1. This is similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we look up here, we'll see the 7 and 9 have to go here, which force 7 and 9 in here. There's something that tells me this isn't a 6 as well. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'm not sure. Two, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. That means a 4 has to go in one of these 3 boxes. No, 4 can go here, never mind. I think I can do something more down here. So as I said, I take so long to do my sudokus because, oh, this has to have a 1 in it. That's right, I've changed that. I was like, why am I just doing this again? I know it breaks. Well, not breaks, I know that it is unresolvable. So there has to be a 1 in one of these because it can't contain an 8. I wonder what I did in that shape. Could have done it in that shape. These, so either this, oh yeah, this can't be 1, we know that. Okay, so if these are a 1, then this is one of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, and this is normally where I would put a 7 here somehow. I don't quite remember the logic, and that would resolve that. So that's not an option anymore. Interesting. So with this being a 3 or a 4, whichever one of these is the one has to be 1, 2, 5. Is that helpful? This was 1, oh, that means this can't be a 5. means this can't be a 3. 1, 2, 5. So this is either 1, this can't be 1, so this is 5, 3. So this can't be 1 or 5. So if this is the box with the 1, that would have to be a 2. This can't be 1. That's not very restricted. Let's see. So this is actually this might have no solution. This is not a puzzle where I'm like, aha, I know I can get somewhere. I've basically made a change here, and now I'm just seeing if it breaks. And this is probably not the best way to set a puzzle, but as someone who likes solving puzzles, I quite enjoy it. Siri just told me something. I don't know why. Normally there's something stopping these from being... Oh, that's right, because there has to be a 1 in there. Yeah, so these can't be 1, these can't be 1, this can't be 1. So this has to be a 1, 7. These can't be 7, and that's how we get the 7 there. These can't be 6 anymore, which means they can't be 2. This can't be 3 or 5. So this is either 1... It's either a 1, 5 pair, or it's a 1, 3 pair. Because this can't have a 1 in it, this has to be either 2, 6 or 3, 5. If this was 3, 5, this would have no possible solution. It would be unsolvable. So this is a 2, 6. I listened back to a little bit of the audio before I started recording again. Sorry that the sound quality is not great. I am actually recording on a reasonably nice microphone, but it's not anywhere near my face. Oh, it's kind of near my face, but my computer is being quite loud, so that's why the audio quality is not ideal. That's the kind of bonus content you got for clicking through to this little extra part of the video. Let's see. 2, 5. So this can't be 2, 5, or 3. So this has to be 1 or 4. If this is 4, these would be 1, 3. They can't be 1, 3 because that would leave this nothing to be. This would have to both be 4. So this can't be 4. This has to be 1. These have to be 2, 5. Oh, this is the whole issue I ran into where none of these resolved. These were all a nasty set of pairs. I don't think I've done anything to fix that either. Moving this probably won't affect this. I really should have rearranged this one in some way as well. But we'll see how we go. 2, so 5 and 5. So 5 has to be there. So that means that there has to be a 5 down here. I'm pretty sure about that. Now, it doesn't have to be in here. If it did have to be in there, that would be very nice, but it does not. I'm sure there's something in this box that I'm missing. I normally get something in with 6s pretty early. I don't know what it is. I know these have to be 8, 7, 9, and then something else. And I think it has to be a 6, but I could not tell you why. These have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not super helpful. Oh, that's right. These can't be 1, 2, 5, or 3. There we go. That takes the 6 out of there. That forces a 6 in there. That's what I was thinking. This actually all resolved last time, which was unexpected and very pleasant. It's just these dominoes that I ran into trouble with. And I could try rotating one of those. That's a distinct possibility. These can't be 1. They can't be 4. If these are 2 and 5, this... Wait, if this is 1, 2, 5, these both have to be 3, so this has to be 1, 3, 4. These have to be 2, 5. That puts a 1 here, a 2 here, and a 5 here. It's all coming back to me now. And I have such a bad memory that every time I do my own Sudoku, I'm like, oh, what a delightful little treat. I didn't know that any of this logic was going to happen. These can't be 7, these can't be 9, which means these can't be 6. This has to be 7, 6, 5, 2. Aha, that's how I move the 5 down. That's also coming back to me. All very familiar. This can't be 1 or 4, so this has to be 3. These can still be 1 or 4, that's fine. This 2 here unravels these. It's interesting, there's nothing in this box, and yet this is not where the problem is. The problem is over here where there is a bunch of stuff. Yeah, this all resolved surprisingly well. It's the busy area that is fighting me. The 1 there resolves the 7 and the 1. I wish I could resolve this. Maybe I can. It'd have to be what, 2, 1, 5, or 4, 1, 3. No, those both seem fine. Oh, that's right. There was like a very hidden single down here somewhere. Oh, that resolves. That's a 4. That's a 3. That's new. It was down here. This couldn't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's a. I feel like Mark. That's a bizarre place to find a hidden single. And then this one last time had to be 3 or 4. Let's see if that's still true. Can't be 1, 2. Can be 3. Can be 4. Can't be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So yes, that's a 3, 4. This can't be 1, 2. Can be 3. Can be 4. Can't be 5, 6. Can be 7. Can't be 8 or 9. In fact, 7 can only be in these 2 spots. In this box. Okay, let's do this one just for completion. Can't be 1, 2, 3. Can be 4, 5. Can't be 6. Can be 7. It was 6, 9 pair last time, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Were these a problem? Terrible memory. This was minutes ago. You saw me minutes ago. I was solving this, and I just could not tell you what any of these problems were. Okay, this is where I last time was able to prove that this had to be the 8 cage, but this was in a different position last time. So let's see if that logic still holds. This has to be 2, 4, 6, or 9. And then this one was a secretly could only be 6 or 9 for some reason. It can't be 1. It can be 2. Can't be 3, 4. Oh, that's right, because of the arrangement of these. I'll finish the thinking. Oh yeah, and actually I can do that right now. So because of this 3, these have to be, one of these has to be 1, 2, 5. So this can't be 2 or 5. That's right. It can still be 6. It can be 7 now, because that 7's moved. It can't be 8 or 9. So this is actually a 6 or a 7. That's different from last time. I don't think it'll help us over here where the problem is, but it's interesting. So if this was the 1, 2, 5, it would be 5, 1, 2. If this is the 1, 2, 5, it would be 2, 5, 1. Because 2 is the only possibility for this cage. And then 1, the 5 there disambiguates the other 2. I don't think these are disambiguatable. These are probably not 1. Oh yes, they are actually, because of that 2, 5 pair. This can't, oops, come back. This, no, it's going to fight me every step of the way. This can't be 2, which would mean that this would be 1, 2, 5. Is there something wrong with that? No, it was down here that I disproved it last time. If that was a 1, no, I'm going too deep into the weeds. Let's try not to do that. This can't be a 2. Oh no, it can be a 2. Can't be a 4 though. So 4 has to be over here. I remember that from last time as well. It's a little trip down memory lane. Delightful. Where can 2 be in this column? It can't be here. It could... Oh, this is a 2, 4 pair, I believe, because of all the other digits in the box. Because that's how these things work. I'm missing a step. Oh, I might not be missing a step. This might have changed the logic somehow. Can these be 6? Yes, quite safely. Nothing wrong with 1, 2, 5. Nothing wrong with 1, 2, 5. If this was a 5, this would be a 1, 3, 4 set. Yeah, that's fine. 1, 3, 4. Just move the 2 up here. Pardon while I ponder. 2, 3, 5, and 6. Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow it. I think I could pretty safely, if I needed to, move this 1 up here, just readjust those 2 and nothing else, I don't think. Just in case that was useful somehow. Okay, let's look at 8s. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. 8 can be in any of these. Has to be in one of these 3, and it can be in any of these. That can't be a 7. That puts a 7 over here. What's that leave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't be 7. 8, 9. This can't be 9. These can't be 8. I don't think there's any other restrictions particularly. There was something with a 3, 4 pair last time. I think it was this. Yeah, this couldn't be a 3, 4. No, that doesn't make sense. I thought these had some kind of interplay. Maybe not. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1 is either here or across here, and either here or here. This is normally resolved by now, I think. I'm really doing this Sudoku from memory. It's outrageous. It's the bonus content you signed on for. And it also just might be stuck. It might be an unsolvable path. Yeah, I think last time these unraveled. They're not doing that this time. I'm not sure why. 7 over here has to be in one of those 3. That's not particularly restrictive. What if I put a cage in? If I made that a cage, for example, it could have an 8 in it. That would be fine. Yeah, either of these could be an 8. But if they weren't an 8, it can't be 2, 6. I was hoping there was something there with like a 1, 7, but maybe not. Okay, that was not helpful. Something's meant to have unlocked. 2 and 4, is that ringing any bells? If that's a 2, that's a 4, that's a 6, that all seems fine. Two, 4, 6, 9 is all that's left in this column. And this can't be 4, so that's 2, 6, or 9. I am flummoxed. This sudoku is too hard for me. It's just annoying because I thought there was a path forward from here. 215. That's interesting. If this is 215, this would have to be 134, specifically 134. Because if this is not 215, it doesn't force anything over here. I was hoping that one of them had to be 215. That would have been interesting at least, but not the case. One. The trouble is that, yeah, there's still the 8s up for grabs, so I can't just be like, let's put a cage in to solve it, because the cage could just be an 8 cage, and that would be okay. Last time we had these double 8s down here, didn't we? Yeah, I managed to disprove this last time, but I think shifting this has gotten rid of that logic, and that was a big breakthrough. So in lieu of that, what can we do? If that was a cage, it couldn't be 1-7, couldn't be 2-6, and it couldn't be 3-5. So that can't be a cage. Cool. Good to know. If this was a cage, it couldn't be 3-5. It could still be 2-6 or 1-7. No, it couldn't be 2-6 actually. So that would have to be either 1-7 or contain an 8. So let's put that cage in and see if there's any interesting logic there. So this either contains an 8 or it's, well, it can't be 3-5, it can't be 2-6, so it's either 1-7 specifically in this order, or it's got an 8 in it. Yeah, all of this was unraveled by this point last time. If this was 1-7, then that would force an 8 into this cage, which is fine. Whereas if this is a 1, then that forces an 8 into this cage. So these can't ever be an 8. Either the 8 is here or it's here. These just flat out cannot be an 8. Not super helpful, but it's again kind of interesting. I did a puzzle the other day that had overlapping cages, so we used cages and then also colors, and it was a nightmare to read. I started it again, I think 7 or 8 times because I kept making little mistakes, but I can definitely see why he did it. It's a very appealing constraint. Getting to put more cages, cages on cages. Five has to be either here or here. That's where 1 had to be as well. No, wait. 7 had to be here or here. Maybe I've got another hidden single in here somewhere. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to here. Actually, I know these. These are... Oh, this can't be a 4. Is that what I've been missing? Is that going to unlock the whole thing? 4 has to be along here. I don't like labeling that. Is that useful? That doesn't seem useful. Anyway, these ones have to be 2. Oh, these have to be. Has to be 2 over here. I remember that last time too. Okay, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This can't be 7. This can't be 5. If I could knock 5 out of here, then that would place a 5, which would actually do quite a lot of work. I don't see how to do that. 2, 6, 7. 6, 7. I don't think this cage has done anything for me. I'll leave it for now, but I'll color it in case I want to move it. 2 restriction is kind of interesting. Makes sense because of that 2, and the fact that 2 has to be in here. So, yeah, this was 1, 3, 4 like that, and that was 7. Did that unlock this as a 6? Is that how this all unraveled? And 2, 7 pair, then 5, that might have been it. Two, 4. I think I've checked that a few times. Okay. Let's give myself a hint. If I make this a killer cage, then it has to be 2, 6. So this would be a 7. This would be a 5. Now there can't be a 5 in here. Without a 5, this has to be 1, 3, 4. Which puts a 2 here. That puts a 4 here. That narrows my 4s down to this column. This can't be a 4 or a 3. That's a 7. That gives me a 7 here. Always a delight. Five there does not help with this, which I was kind of hoping it would. It tells me that 9 has to be somewhere in the map, which is always good to know. Not one of those rare sudokus that just has no 9s. 6. Oh no, 2, 3. Oh no, that's fine. 2, 3, 6, and then 5 will. Sorry, the placement of a 6 in this 6 will unravel it, I think. Where can... Oh man, so much just happened. I am at the stage right now where I'm pretty sure this is a settable puzzle. Like, I think it's possible to set a puzzle that has this set of restrictions and no digits and does resolve a unique solution. I don't necessarily know if this combination does, but I'm confident that the constraints are possible. 1 can't be 2. 3, 4 can't be 5. 6 can't be 7 or 8. 9. It's a little bit less restricted, I was hoping. What about this? 1 can't be 2. 3 can't be 4. 5 can be 6. Can't be 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's very restricted. 6, 3 or 6 only. What doesn't go in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no, that's pretty loosey-goosey. These can't be 8. So 8 in this column, I mean, if I keep the green cell in, these can't be 8. So 8 has to be either here or here. It's interesting. If this is a 1, then that's a 1. 1, 2, 3 can be pretty much anywhere, actually. 4 is restricted. 5, 6 is very loose. If I could get a 6 down here, that would solve it, but I don't see that as possible. 7, 8, and then 9. 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 9. 8 in this column can be in any of those. 8 in this column can only be in these. If I need to, the reason I didn't put this in the main video, if I need to, I can just rewind and move this cage and possibly this one as well. But before I get to that point, I want to see if it's doable I want to see if it's impossible with the current restraints. Let's put another cage in. I could force 8 into here. That's kind of a cop-out. I don't really want to do that. I can make this a 3-fer, which would have to be 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, or have an 8 in it. I could very easily have an 8 in it. Oh, but then one of these would have to have an 8 in it, because that's interesting. And then where would 8 go in this column? It would be either here or here. Which would mean that it's not there. No, it doesn't mean that at all. Let's try it. What does this cage look like? So it's either 8. I don't like these cages that could just be an 8. Oh, unless actually, if it restricts it to an 8, that's not too bad. So, let's see. This, if I can do what I did last time and disprove one of these, but over here. So again, this would have to be 1, 5. Now the interesting thing here is that no matter what, one of these has to be a 1. Either this is the cage. Okay, why 1, 5 in that order? Oh, because that 5. Either this is the cage with an 8 or this is the cage with an 8, but the other one has to have the 1 in it. So the 1 has to be in this position. So this would have to be a 3. This is a 1. I don't know if this does a lot of work, but it's facts. 1, 2, so the one that's not a 5 would be a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this would be an 8, 9 pair. We know this can't be an 8, because one of those has to be an 8, so that's actually a 9. Huh. Oh, and that gives me an 8 there and a 9 there. This, how long has that been sitting there? I hope that's not what I've needed for the solve the whole time. Okay, over here, these are 1, 8. So whichever one of these is not the 1 has to be the 8. And that actually gives me a digit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Doesn't unlock much, but again, it's interesting. 1, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 7. Can still be 6, 2, or 8. Oh no, it can't be 2. This is wackadoodle. It's just a crazy mess. Let's see, can this be 5? Yes. So these can be 4, 5, or 6, but they can't be 4. So that's a 5, 6 pair. So, right? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, can't be 4. 5, 6, can't be 7. Can be 8. Why did I not include 8 in that? Can be 8, yeah. Okay, that was very exciting for a second. Having said that, 5, 6, 8, that makes this a 4, this a 6. Take 6 out from these, which I could have done just by looking. Don't know if it's actually getting me anywhere, but it's crazy how much of a difference changing that one cage seems to have made. Or I'm just missing completely stuff from the solve this time than I did last time. Two, 6, 7, 8. So 7 has to be up here. That, oh, we knew that. 7, 7. Okay, that's, oh, hang on, wait, this, could this be 2, 6? No. So this is either a 7 or an 8. Let me double check this. 1, can't be 2. 3, 4, can't be 5, can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Yeah, this is either a 7 or an 8. This one, meanwhile, get rid of these fake pencil markings. 1 is fine. Actually, no, 1 is not fine, because if there's a 1 in here, then it's obviously not fine. If there's an 8 in here, so if there's not a 1 in here, hang on. Could this be a 1? That would mean there's no 1 in here, so there is a 1 in here. Which means that there's not a 1 in here, so yes, this can be a 1. 1, it can't be 2, 3, 5, can be 6, can't be 7, can be 8, can be 9. Okay, so not very helpful. This is a mess. Okay, so the lesson to learn here is when you just randomly change a cage, you end up with a much less solvable puzzle. Having said that, I might be able to turn it into a very solvable puzzle, and that would be nice. For example, putting a cage here would do some interesting work. Oh, actually, putting a cage there would be interesting. Yeah, let's do that, because if there's a cage here, the only way to turn this into an 8 would for it to be 2, 6, which would leave this cage empty. So this one has to have an 8 in it. However, if this is an 8, this is 1, 7, so this has to have an 8. Oh wait, that's fine. Why did I think that was not okay? From my logic earlier, I really thought that I concluded these couldn't have 8s in. I mean, okay, so one of these has to have an 8, so this can't have an 8, so that's a 7, 1. So that's going to resolve my 1, 2, 5, 8, 3, 9. This might unravel the whole thing. 9, 7, 1, 4, 3, 4, 1. Oh man, I really hope it unlocks this whole side, because it's a doozy. 4, 9, that's a good sign. 6, 9, 2, 6, yes. 5, 2, 3, 5. 3, so this can't be 3, oh, this is just a 4, yeah. I'm going to close the chat I have with my brother and sister, because that is distracting whenever they try to talk to me like horrible siblings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Not resolved, surprisingly. 5, 6, 8 here. Okay, so there has to be an 8 in one of these 3. And there has to be an 8 in one of these 2. So this one can't be 8. And also there's an 8 in the column, so it especially can't be 8. This is 2, 5, 6, can't be 5. 2, 6 pair, puts a 5 here. This is now a 6, 8 pair. Twos are still giving me some grief. What can these be? These can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So this is a 9. This is a 6, 8 pair. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm so close, but I'm nervous. I'm going to uncolor that. Now, the risk of adding cages like this is that it might undo the whole first half of the solve. So as soon as I'm done, I'm going to clear it and go again, and that's when I'll return to the main video. If it actually clears, which at this page it might not. 2, 6, 8. Oh, okay. Do we have a pointing double or whatever they're called? Or just a number to give it all away. 6, 8, 6, 8, 2, 6, 8, 2, 6, 8, 2. Okay, let's look at this one. If this is a 6, then we have 2, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8. That seems fine. Because this doesn't actually add to anything, this doesn't actually add to anything, this doesn't actually add to anything, and this already adds to it. So what I'm actually going to do, oops, I'm going to open a new window rather than just overwriting. I'm going to copy the puzzle into this new window and just see if it is solvable by normal logic, because this is not my strength, and rather than spend 20 minutes trying to find something obvious, which I have done on actual published puzzles before, I just want to see if it's a no possible solution situation, which would be a little frustrating because we're so close to the end. Not no possible solutions, no logical steps. 8, 4, 1. But there might be some of the techniques I don't quite have my head wrapped around yet. The one where a single number points to two different spaces and putting it in there would clear them both. I didn't see one. It didn't seem like that was the case, but you never know. The other thing too, oops, what have I done? I think my fingers were just misplaced. What's happening here? Oh, there we go, yep. 2, 5, 1. The other thing is that I might be able to readjust one of those very end cages that I placed. That is theoretically possible. Okay, Solver, what do you know? No! Damn you! So close. This is where I could put a digit in, but because we're already in bonus video territory, I shall not. So, this cage here is what really got it down. This is the last one I entered, I'm pretty sure. So let's go right back to before I put that one in. And see if I can do something similar. For example, connecting these two, these can't possibly add up to 8, so we know that this one's not an 8. Maybe that'll unlock something. Maybe not. That seems kind of weak sauce. Yeah, that 2, 6, that seemed really good at the time. I was very happy with it. Also, let's have a quick look, and I might have something that I found. No, it's not good. Okay, so I did it there. So yeah, let's try it here. No, that's bad because this needs a 1. Oh wait, hang on, yeah. Either this has a 1 or this has a 1. So the other one, let's have an 8. The 8 could be down here. So if this has a 1, then that would be the 1 there. So that's either 1 or 8. Nope, because that could be the 8. Let's, I do this quite often when I'm solving Sudokus. Let's do this. I over-notate, I mentioned this earlier, and so I often, by clearing all my notation, will find something that I missed because I was just over-notating. So in fact, let's even get rid of this cage and see if we can get any further before writing a new cage. Okay, so 8 has to be one of these. These have to sum to 8, which is either 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. I don't see why I ruled one of those out last time. Oh, because of this. This has to be 1, 3, 4. So if this was 3, 4, then those would both be 1, and that's impossible. This one can't be 3. This has to be a 3, 5 pair, which leaves nothing but a 2 and a 9. This, for many reasons, has to be a 2, 6 pair, which leaves nothing left but a 1 and an 8. And these have to be 3 and 5, which leaves nothing left but 2 and 6. And this is just, we know from our little handy little list of Kakuro sums, this is a 1, 4 pair. Okay. And then over here, this is 9 or 6. And that was a little bit from memory. This is all looking very healthy so far. This has to be 8, 5, and 6. This one can't be a 5. And then we get into the kind of loosey-goosey territory. So, in the world of the loose goose, this can't be 3, 5, it can't be 2, no, but it could just be an 8. So either this has an 8 in it, okay, what if I made this a cage? Because if this is a cage, then I know that one of them has to be an 8, because they can't sum to 8. So this can't be an 8 anymore. So now 8 is either here or here, which I think was the intent earlier. I don't know why that didn't work when I tried to do it earlier. Why is that good? Well, that's an excellent question, my friend. If this has the 1 in it, then it's 5, 1, 2. Maybe this is the 1 and that's the 2. If it doesn't, then it's, if it doesn't, then this is 5, 1, 2. So this is 6, 8, 9. Wait, where does, hang on. Hang on. Let's go way back. This is the logic I was missing. If this is, if this has got the 1 in it, if this is 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where does 6 go? This 6 and this 6 and this 6 rule it out. So, oh man, this is what I was missing. Let's go way back. Let's undo all the way back to where I started adding cages because I was so lost. It's the 6. It's all about the 6, my friend. Oh, what happened? Oh, I changed tabs. Yeah, it was briefly very scary. Okay, so, oh no, this has a 6 in it at this stage. We need to go forward until that 6 disappears. Wait, okay, why did that 6 disappear? Because, maybe because I just did some sudoku? Because that was the only square a 4 could go. So that's still true before I put the cage in. So let's go right back to here. Okay, so 4 has to go here, which means that this has to be a 6. This can't be a 6, and none of these can be a 6 anymore, which means the 6 has to be up here, which means this has to be 1, 2, 5. This is before I actually use this cage, so I'm even going to get rid of this. Oops, constraint tools. Honestly, I could probably get rid of this cage as well. Let's see when I put that in. Yep, logic still holds up, so I didn't even need that cage. Jeez. This is the thing I missed. That, oops, come back. Oh dear, well I've just lost all my redos, so this has to be the 4. Oh no, no. Crap. This doesn't have to be the 4 at the moment. Is that what this cage did? Ah, God. Lost all my redos. Okay, well. Oh dear. If I wasn't recording this, I would have taken a screenshot. But this is the process. This is what people who click on extra content videos want to see. So, how did I eliminate 4 from here? I put a cage down here. What did this cage do it? Was that what made me eliminate that? Let's try to do it without it. Let's see. 2 can't be in here. So yeah, 2 has to be one of those, we knew that. Putting the... that's what it was, yeah, the cage did do it. Putting the cage here, because of the 8 and the 1 and the 3, this has to be 2, 6. So that makes that a 7, that makes that a 5, that means this is not a 5. That makes this 1, 3, 4, that a 2, that 4 there means that there has to be a 4, which means this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, yeah, these could be 5. 6, 8. This can't be a 6. This can't be a 6. Now, if this is not the one with the 6, none of these can be a 6 because of that 6 there, that 2, 6 there, and that 6 there. Therefore, 6 has to be up here, so that can't sum to 8. So this has to be 1, 2, 5, 9. I really hope this unlocks more than that. I'm pretty sure it should. Yes, this can't be 1, this can't be 2. So this has to be, 6, 8, 9. One of these is a 5, one of these has to be an 8. So this unlocked more. 1, 2. Oh, there we go. The 1 unlocks the 3, and the 1, and the 4 from earlier anyway, and the 7. It can't be 7, so that has to be 7. These are 8, 6, 9. Oh, same as these. That could be worrying. Let's see. 6, 8, 9. Correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These can't be 9. These can't be 3. A little bit obscure, the logic that gets the 6 up here, but I think it holds up. I think it's pretty solid. Just because none of these can be 6s. It's the kind of thing where you look at it and you're like, oh yes, what a good build. I totally built that. I mean, I noticed it, which is nice, but it's I didn't build this puzzle being like, aha, it will all unfold when this specific thing happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 9. That locks a 3 down here. This can't be 3. One of these has to be a 3, which makes sense. 2. Oh, this can't be 4 either. This is where those doubles come in handy. This is one of these has to be a 2. No, that doesn't do much at all. What am I missing? I think there's progress to be made here, but I can't see it. Or maybe this is where I got stuck last time and I had to start adding cages. This is what I meant when I said earlier that you do a puzzle long enough, you get to know it really damn well. And so like you start spotting all these little things that reasonably a sudoku player who's looking for a fun puzzle is not going to spot. Unless they're, incredibly hardcore sudokuers. Okay. Where can 8 be? 8's got to be on one of these. And I could make a 3 for box to take the 8 out of one of those. So if I end up with a situation where I've got a pair and one of them's an 8, I can do that to artificially artificially, the whole thing, it's a sudoku, the whole thing's kind of artificial, but I could do that. Oh, that can't be a 5. So that's a 5 there. I could do that to isolate an 8 pretty easily, because there's nothing you can do with these to make them add up to 8. Six, 8 pair. This all unraveled last time. I feel like I'm saying that a lot in this video. I'm going to rewatch it and be like, yes, Peter, because you made mistakes, or yes, Peter, because you're missing something very obvious. Chatting is definitely a distractor. This should be no surprise. 6, 8, 9, 3. No, that's too many. 1 has to be here or here in this row. Be any of oh no, yeah. So one of these has to be a 1 actually. What can this be? It can't be 1. It can be 2. Can't be 3. Can be 4. Can't be 5. Can be 6. Surprisingly. Can be 7. Yeah, it's actually pretty flexible. What if this was an 8? That would force an 8 here. This would be a 1, 7. Does this box actually do anything for me? Maybe I should get rid of this box. Hopefully I haven't used it in the solve so far. If I made this a box, then this would have to be 1, 7. Oh, could it be 2, 6? I guess it could be actually, and that would create a deadly pattern, so let's not do that. This was the box last time that almost got me there. It got me down to like, what, 4 digits that weren't complete yet. I mentioned someone asked in the chat, when do you abandon the aesthetic? With this one, never. You never abandon the aesthetic. You just keep on aestheticing until you get the damn aesthetic. If I made that a cage, that would have to be an 8. That would be an interesting way to force an 8, because this obviously can't sum to 8 no matter what. So that would give me 8, 1, 4. Ooh, that's a little. Oh no. Oh. Hang on. This is the thing I undid past. That's got to be a 3. That's a 1, 4. Oh no, that's a 1, 4, and that's a 1, 4. So I have to interfere with it. Yeah, I have to force a 1 or an 8. What's missing? 2. 2 has to be here. This can't be 1, 2, 3. Can be 4. Can't be 5. Can be 6. Can be 8. Can't be 9. Oh, and that 4, 6, 8, 9. That creates a triple. Yeah, let me just double check that. Can't be 1. Can't be 2. Can't be 3. Can be 4. Can't be 5. Can be 6. Can be 7? I think I missed that. 8, 9, yeah. Why did I think it couldn't be 7? Now that is not a quadruple, because of that 7. I'm glad I checked. In fact, 7 in this column has to be here. That's not true anymore. Okay, so one possibility is to go like that, and that gives me an 8, and a 1, and a 2, and a 7, a 4, and a 1, and a 9, and a 7. Not a 6, interestingly, but it does give me an 8, give me a 6 here, which gives me a 2, and up. That's not good. what just happened? 2, 6 here. Hang on. What can these be? They can't be 1. They can be 2. Can't be 3. They can be 4. Can't be 5. Can be 6, 7, 8, or 9. And then this one can't be 2. Is that really the only restriction? So whatever I did there, going 8, 1. Interesting, yeah, putting an 8 here forces an 8 here and a 6 here, and also forces a 2 here, which is impossible. I don't think it's reasonable to expect people to find that without bifurcating, so I'm not going to use it, but it's good to know that this cannot be an 8. So however I build the puzzle, this one, it would be nice if that was provable, to be honest, but I don't see how to do it. Just because, yeah, 8 is still so loose in this this whole region. So this is what we did last time. I'm just going to quickly run it in case it does solve it. This can't be a 6, 2, so this has to because of the 2, 6 here. So that has to be an 8. That has to be a 6. That's now 8, 9. That is nice. Ah, there we go. That's a 4. That's a 9. That's a 6. That's a 9. It's a 6, 8 pair, making that a 3, 5, 3, 2, 5, 6, 2. Whoop. 6, 2. The only thing left for this to be is a 4. Forces a 1, 4. These can't be 8 anymore. These can't be 4 anymore. The 3 there resolves it. 3, 8, 9, 8, 9, 4. Yeah, I think this is what I did last time that got me into the very extended deadly pattern. But I might be able to solve it with this cage actually if I can. No, I won't be able to. Let's see. This can be. What's left? 1, 2, 6, 7. These can't be 7. This can't be 1. Oh, these pencil markings are throwing me off. 1, 2, 6, 7. These can't be 1. These can't be 7. These can't be 2. This looks different to where I got stuck last time. I think, yeah, this cage, I think this is the same cage. I don't know. Looks different. It might be literally the same. I just have a very poor grasp of these things. So the issue is that these can't be 2, 6. If these are 2, 6, then something has gone horribly wrong. These could not be 2, 6. So what is this solvable at this stage? Oh my god, it thinks that has no candidates. What if I delete that? No logical steps found. Yes, I did miss the 4 one. Let's get rid of this 8 that it hates so much. It's a 1, but then this is a very weird deadly pattern. Okay, so as mentioned, that was to test that particular thing. Yes, still results in a different deadly pattern, I think, but still a deadly pattern. Where else can I draw a box? Let's draw a box. here. The only way to make this add up to 8 would be if this was this 4 wouldn't help, 8 wouldn't help, 9 wouldn't help. So this would have to be either 7, 1, which is impossible, or 6, 2, which is impossible. Therefore, one of these must be an 8, which means one of these can't be an 8. This is an 8, this is a 6. That gives me a 2, 6. Takes 8 out from here, forces an 8 in here, which makes this a 3, 8 pair. The 9, how long has that 9 been there? Oh my goodness. What is wrong with my life? Has that been sitting there the whole time? Let's go right before I drew that box. So that 9 gives me a 4, 9, 6, 9, 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 6, 2. This has to be a 4 now. That gives me a 1, 4, 1, 4. This 9, man, blind as a bat. 3, 8 pair there makes this a 4, 9 pair, and I'm not expecting this to resolve, but I'd rather be in a position where I can not have to solve the whole thing, just the tiny bit that's broken. So this is now what, 6, 7, 2, 6, 7, 8. Let's get rid of the corner marks. It's just about 2 a.m. here, so this is a very very much a longer video than I was anticipating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't be 9, can't be 7. Does this have to be a 1 now? Yeah, it does. So I can force a 7 there, just with a simple cage. This can't be 8, so I've got a 2, 6 pair here. I want to avoid this being a 2, 6 pair. That would be very bad. That would be a deadly pattern. 2, 6, yeah. Okay, so what was the thing I was about to try? That's much nicer. That's a much smaller. So I can't make that a 2, 6. I could make that a 1, 7. That's probably the easiest way. I don't love that it is so solvable. So let's instead do that. Not that solvable is bad, it just seems like I think it'll mess up the solve path earlier is what I'm trying to say. So if this is a cage, it can't add up to, the only way to make these two add up to 6 would be if that was a 2 and that was a 6, and that would break this down the bottom. Therefore, one of these has to be an 8. Therefore, these can't be an 8. This can't be a 6. This is a 2. And we don't have a deadly 2, 6 pattern, which is always nice. Oh no, we do have a bad pattern though. Look at this. Nothing you can do with that. Straight garbage. 6, 2. And then same here, 3, 8, 9. So I could draw a cage to get the 8 in. But that won't help me up here, unfortunately. Because yeah, any of these would work just as well as the others. Okay, so that didn't solve all my woes. Where else could I draw a cage? If I drew a cage here, what would that do? I mean, these both couldn't be 6s. I think that does a lot. It obviously have to have an 8 in it. Also doesn't really do a huge amount. I could draw this cage. That's kind of interesting because that puts an 8 here, and due to the fact that numbers can't repeat in a cage, that puts a 4 here. So that would be 9, 8, 9, 3. Is that it? No, that really didn't Is this bottom part isolated from the rest of the problems? Oh, it is 2. Yeah, 3, 8. Oh, no, it shouldn't be. In fact, this should be more unlockable already because of that. That's a 9, that's a 4. That's an 8, that's a 9. Okay, so this actually doesn't need disambiguating at all. That's good. It's just this whole kerfuffle. Okay, give me a magic cage that will fix all my problems. That's all I ask. I mean, if I absolutely needed to, I could be like, look, this 8, it's not here. This absurdly long cage will tell you, but that is definitely going to affect the rest of the solve path. Let's look at this. This obviously can't add to 8, so it has to contain an 8. So we know that one of these is definitely an 8. I think that's literally all that tells me. It means this is not an 8. 6, 7, 8, 9. Doesn't really do much. I've got very limited constraints here, so I'm trying to be clever with them to crack the last bit. So once this is solved, that's it. That's the whole puzzle locked away. I think, did I do this or did I talk myself out of it? Let's do this. Let's see what this actually solves. That would be a 7. That would be a 9. That would be a 7. That's now a 6, 8 pair. 9's the only space in this box it can go. That didn't help much at all. And this must be resolvable somehow. Man, this is fighting. Oh, maybe this is one of those situations where, like, if this is an 8, I mean, I could just make this a single square 8, and that would presumably solve it. That would make this a 6, 8, 6, 2, 8, 6, 6, 2. But at this stage, to do a single cell 8 would be pretty outrageous. Let's try a 3-cell killer. If that's a 2-cell killer, then either that's 2, 6, or that's 8. So it takes a 7 out of there, which gives me a 7, 9, 7. No, I could at this point I could solve. Oh yeah, that gives me a 9. I think that was the situation I had with just the 1 and the 7. So it gets me there faster. Okay, so that in mind, this will solve it. I'm sure it's going to mess up the solve path earlier, but this will definitely resolve it because it puts an 8 here. Once I have an 8 there, I'm fine. Is there an easier way of getting an 8 there? Is there a nicer way of getting an 8 there? Don't think so. I liked it better when it was the 2-cell, but I just don't think it resolves it. Let's quickly play with it just in case. 7, 9, 7. 9. So this is either 2, 6, in which case this is an 8, or this is an 8, in which case this is a 6. If this is a 2, 6, 8, 6, totally reasonable. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm sure this is gonna mess up the solve path, but it does mean that I have, after several hours, an actual solvable puzzle. So that's an 8. That's, There we go. So make sure I'm solving from the right point. That's an 8. That's a 6, 8, 7, 9, 7, 9, 6, 2, 6, 2, 6, 8. For all my whinging, I suspect that it's still not going to be a super duper easy solve, but I don't like doing a big change right at the end, because it's probably going to skip some logic earlier and just make the whole thing unfold very fast. But for an example puzzle for a video, and I really think that's fine. So I'm going to put this into a cage, and we'll go back to the normal video, and I will solve it, which is the last step in the process.